know, one thing I hear about the MT-07 is they say that it's cheaply built.
I'm going to tell you whether the MT-07 is junk after owning it for over a year, and you might be surprised. Let's go for a ride. Subscribe today.
If you want to get my gear like this ultra lightweight carbon fiber helmet, motovlog camera, airbag vest to help keep you safe, all of my gear, I always include links in the description and comment section of my video. One reason that some people like to say this is a cheap bike is because of the plastics on the bike. It has a tank cover, but I tell you guys, that is the best, one of the best things about this bike is that it has a tank cover. Because I tell you, for those of you that have a metal tank on your bike and you dropped your bike, it's a pain in the butt to have to get a new tank, get it repainted. You have to take the old tank off, drain the gas, take the old tank. It's a pain in the butt, man. As where with this actually has two tank covers, a tank cover on each side covering the tank. So if you drop this bike, you only have to replace this one side here. And it takes you, and it's probably not, I don't know how expensive it is, but I doubt it's that expensive. But you replace this in less than 2 minutes, the bike looks new again. And that's one of the main, one thing I really love about this bike. I had on my CBR 1000RR and CBR 600RR, that had a tank cover, and it was awesome because I could completely change the looks of that bike with aftermarket fairings. And that, I didn't even realize this had a tank cover until I got the bike, and I was like, that is awesome. Because I tell you, drop the bike, simple replace, and these bikes are very common because so many people love this bike, is that when you have a lot of people that have this bike, you got great aftermarket support, and parts are going to be a whole lot cheaper, unlike a Ducati where they're not sold in high volume, and and those parts are extremely expensive. That's what I love about this bike. I think that's one of the great things. Even this LED headlight is nice, lights up the road at night really nicely, man. The CP2 twin engine is a magnificence. That's one of the biggest reasons why I want to get this bike that has an awesome soundtrack. Got this Akrapovic carbon full racing exhaust. Sounds like a Harley Davidson. You got people turning their heads. Hey, where's that? That's a Harley Davidson. Ain't no Harley Davidson. Better than a Harley Davidson, baby. Now, another thing you guys are gonna say is cheap about this bike is that it has non-adjustable suspension, a KYB suspension, non-adjustable. And you're like, and some of you guys whine about that, oh, it's got cheap budget suspension. But if you're not overweight, you're not riding two up, your normal weight, it works great out here. You know what? It works. The suspension is great. I showed you in a video. I'll include a clickable link here. I took it on crappy roads, rode over potholes, all kind of crap on the road. And I tell you, it soaks up the bumps when you rip the throttle and take off. It doesn't squat. I'm telling you, man, if you want to see a crappy suspension, go see a Sur-Ron X, the electric dirt bike. Now that's got crappy suspension. There ain't nothing cheap on this bike, guys. Ain't nothing cheap about this bike. Everything is solid. Bars, everything feels solid. Go look at the professional reviews on this. They even say that too. You just got knuckleheads out here to think, oh, because it's an affordable bike, you could buy it out the door less than $9,000, that, oh, it must be cheap.
Meanwhile, these motovloggers bought brand new $30,000 plus Ducatis that are leaking oil as soon as they first rode it. The reason why is because Ducati uses a cheap bond sealant on the engine case instead of using an actual gasket. Talk about cheap.
You don't really need to do anything to this bike, man. Stock form, this bike is awesome. But you put an aftermarket exhaust on this, woo! Sound like I got me a Harley Davidson. This is my Yamaha Davidson. And the ride quality, guys, the ride quality. Amazing. Smooth. It feels quality. The ride feels like it's a quality ride, man. I've been on crappy bikes, like the Chinese scooter I had. You could tell a crappy bike, crappy ride with crappy components. This bike doesn't feel that way, man. I tell you, the stock suspension on this bike is actually, to me, even though it's budget, it feels better than the stock suspension on a, you know, a base model MT-09. Not the SP version that has better, obviously has a lot better suspension, but the regular one like I had, I'm telling you, that thing's like a pogo stick, man. It wasn't real bad, but it was, this feels so much better. And mainly that suspension didn't feel good on that bike is the way it's set up. It's set up like a supermoto, you know. It's just, you have to have a premium suspension with a chassis like that on the MT-09, man. And I just didn't like that. I love the MT-07 better than the MT-09, and I think that's blasphemous to a lot of you guys out there, but I'm keeping it real. Listen to the soundtrack, man. Sounds better than MT-09. I had an Akrapovic exhaust on my MT-09. It sounds cool, but this sounds better. It's like I'm gonna got me a Yamaha Davidson out here. Woo! Listen to that soundtrack. But there is nothing cheap about this bike. There's nothing. When I first got, I actually listening to you knuckleheads. That's why I didn't get this bike for a long time. You know, for me, this has been out since 2014. I've been wanting to get this bike since way back then when it first came out. But a lot of you, I listened to a lot of you knuckleheads say, "Oh, it's budget." You know, and then I saw a lot of you guys having so much fun on the bike, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna try this bike. And I always thought about getting power first. That's why I got the MT-09. I was like, you know, I always get the more powerful. There's no replacement for displacement. Ooh, it hit. Oh boy, this bike has got power and grunt everywhere over the MT-07. But I will tell you this, guys, on this MT-07, this is one of the best city bikes, man. It's got, I tell you, from 0 to 60, 0 to 70, you won't notice much of a difference between the MT-09 and this bike. Okay, and that's what we do mostly out here is 0 to 100. And this bike is awesome for that. And see that? Look, boop, 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 boop. Soaks up all the bumps. Feels good. That's what you want. You know, even motorcycles that have the like semi-active electronic suspension, when they put it for like street mode, it usually softens the suspension up because it's to soak up, you know, these tar snakes here. Look at all these potholes, tar snakes. So you have a comfortable ride. You know what I'm saying? You want a suspension like this on a bike like this riding in the city. You don't want a race suspension on this bike because it's going to be firm. It's going to reverberate through your body. It's just not going to be as enjoyable and comfortable as it is with the soft suspension like this. That's why they put it on this bike. You know what I'm saying? If you want a race suspension, you want to track the bike, then of course upgrade the suspension. And it's still a great bang for your buck with this bike, man. You can't this, in my opinion, is one of the best bang for your buck motorcycles out there, man. Listen to that soundtrack. Oh my gosh, this bike is such a fun bike. The torque, it's just, I'm telling you, man, the grunt on this is just insane. Yeah, baby. Woo! Oh man, this is what you want for riding in the city, man. You want something sounds good, it's got that pull, got that grunt, lightweight, throw it around like that. Yeah, baby. Having more fun than you guys have on your Harley Davidson. Doing some hooligan riding out here. Yeah, baby. Yeah, see that? Look, look how it soaks up all them bumps. Suspension is good. Look at that. Look at that. Doing some dual sport action on it, man. A lot of guys turn this into a scrambler. Like Jake turned motovlogger, OG motovlogger. He turned it into a ADV bike. Very versatile bike, man. I'm like, dude, I'm like a Harley D-bag out here, man. Revving it at stop signs, stop lights. Acting a fool out here, baby. Yeah. Yeah, baby. But anyways, guys, leave a comment below. What do you guys think? What do you think of what? Tell me, man. What's am I making some good points here? Let's talk about it. That's why I do these videos, to help incite community discussion. I appreciate all you guys. Make sure to hit thumbs up. It helps my channel when you do. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit that bell symbol so you get notified when I release my videos. And I release videos religiously every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there, be square. I'm always there the first couple hours. Love talking with you guys.
Check out my playlist for new riders and popular videos. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and check out my other channel, Bug Out Moto, where I customize a van for my motorcycle so I can live in my van with my motorcycle and travel across the country anywhere. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Bug Out Moto.